Didn't see you there, man. DomPTO. And did you know that 99.8% of you motherfuckers watching this video right now are not subbed? Bro, I make good content. I stream often. I post often. Bro, just hit the sub button, man, and leave a like and comment. Shit, maybe even share. But with that being said, y'all enjoy the rest of the video, man. We got disturbing rabbit hole behind adult content. Let's check it out.
Does YouTube do this?
Their CP videos are more entertaining than the slop. They're straight up distributing illegal material.
What are we talking about? What? What is this? What is this?
The existence of adult content is nothing new. Everybody's obviously stumbled across it at some point, but that isn't what this video is about. Because it's the spread of adult content in front of children that is truly disturbing.
That's kind of true.
As we all know, is one of the biggest social media platforms, coming only second after Facebook, which has over 3 billion active users, while YouTube has only 2 billion. This is the platform that me and you most likely grew up around.
So 5 billion people don't have YouTube? Because there's 8 billion people in the world. So that means if only 2 billion on it, I mean that means 6 billion people don't have YouTube. How do 6 billion people not have YouTube? And actually, yeah, how do 6 billion people not have YouTube? Weird.
And watch some of our favorite videos on
Weird, not gonna lie.
From creators like DMTDM, Stampy Longnose, and many more. And at the time, content catered towards children would never include such extreme scenes of nudity, suggestive thumbnails, and stuff that would generally twist the minds of children. But as we enter a new generation of media, the age barrier in which people are introduced to this kind of filth decreases. And with this rise of adult content comes the spread of a digital plague. This is SlimeCat, a channel that makes animations based off of characters from Sprunky, a mod for a music game called Incredibox, where within the game you could drag accessories on characters who in response would then come together to create a small music piece.
Oh, I know that.
On the surface level, this game seems pretty harmless and honestly pretty cool to mess around with. However, it's this specific channel who remains anonymous and takes
Tana, the world's leading incontinence brand.
We, the members of Family Tech Support, didn't volunteer. We were
characters out of the game to then portray them in extremely sexual poses.
Why?
When you scroll through their channel, every single one of their videos have suggestive thumbnails which are paired with these strange titles. And when you click on these videos, it gets even more disgusting. In this slightly censored version of one of their biggest videos with over 1.4 million views, we see 2 characters being trapped in a grave and making out. Not exactly family friendly. However, scrolling down to the comments clearly reveals to us just what type of audience is watching this. And this isn't even everything, because when we go to their more recent videos, we find out that this channel doesn't only post sexual content, but also content revolving around murder and gore, depicting scenes that just shouldn't be viewed by their very young audience. And these videos aren't just limited to this one innocent music game. There exist hundreds of channels that profit off of—
Someone grab this dude's hard drives or something, man. Jeez. Like, well, what's going on, bro? Gore and making cartoon characters have sex on a child made for kids, bro. Take his hard drives.
popular
What Kendrick said.
games such as Minecraft or Poppy Playtime, using their characters to make extremely explicit content that generates them huge sums of money. It all falls under this category known as Elsagate, which is content that clickbaits their very young audience into viewing extremely sexual animations and parodies of popular video game characters, which isn't limited to just YouTube, but also YouTube Kids as well. In fact, a new trend that some of these kids channels are doing is collabing with OnlyFans creators to create explicit gaming videos where the goal is generally to sexually hook the viewers. For example,
So this is the first video I've ever done on this style. Is your video made for kids? I click no, it's not made for kids.
while there exists some slight
Video made for kids? I click no, it's not made for kids.
So anyone else not member because didn't change anything. Content that is clearly structured to put a younger audience will always reach an audience. Facts.
while there exists some slight solutions to kids
I don't know though, bro. I put all my content really not for kids because obviously it's not centered around kids, and I don't get no one like 17 to 14, bro. But even still, you gotta think kids be on their like their parents like tablets, phone. You know what I'm saying? So that doesn't really matter.
content such as parental controls, most parents either just don't understand how it works or are too lazy to find out, and instead just use YouTube as an easy way to keep their kids entertained, believing that it's a safe platform for their children to watch content on and get educated, when in reality, this is nothing further from the truth, leaving millions of young children to be exposed to this disgusting content and leading them down the deepest rabbit holes.
Dim light
Let's skip that.
isn't kids content that depicts sexual and intimate scenes isn't the limit of the rabbit hole here. This content twists the minds of children in their future as well as their present. But this whole problem spreads even further than this. For those who don't know, if you own a business and want to advertise on YouTube, you can pay a specific amount of money to run an ad campaign on the homepage, shorts feed, or YouTube long-form videos depending on your needs. YouTube then uses Google's data to present your advertisement to a relevant audience at the right time. Now, the question here is, at what point would a user need to be recommended ads for a video chatting app? Or an explicit AI companion? Or maybe even an X-ray app that lets you see through clothes, supposedly? And remember, there are minors on this website that constantly scroll through shorts, watch.
I'm already browsing the internet all day, and if I'm getting an ad, we're getting paid, baby! Are you tired of seeing ads everywhere? What if I told you that Pi not only does it block ads, but it also pays you? And I'm looking
videos or browse the homepage. The images I just showed you isn't even the worst of it. There's literal videos too.
Huh?
How is this possible? When I was looking for an answer to my question, I came across this article on the Google Help forum. Based off of the replies from this user,
cannot be
there's two possibilities for this phenomenon. Either the user's device is infected by malware, or the ads are all based off of the Google Play Store. And in my opinion, the second answer makes more sense, as most of these ads are based off of apps from the Play Store.
True.
But this makes me wonder, why would the guidelines on ads for the Play Store be different? Isn't the Play Store just like YouTube a product of Google? Or are the guidelines different? Well, if that isn't interesting.
For subtime, ads to respect user preferences and apply legal regulations, so we don't allow certain kinds of sexual content ads and destinations. Some kinds of sexual content ads and destinations are allowed only if they comply with the policies. Low and don't target minors, but they only show limited scenarios based on your search. On user search queries, user age, and local laws. See, that's cap though, I'm not gonna lie, because obviously when I'm on YouTube, I'm not looking up nothing freaky, like, you know what I'm saying? So, and I still get these ads, so that's really cap. That's cap. They give it to you no way. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want. They're going to send it to you. It does not matter at all.
As I kept on researching, I found an article by Google on their ad policies. And within those policies, as we just saw, it states that certain types of sexual content isn't allowed, but some kind of sexual content is allowed. Now, to me, this makes no sense. What limit is there for content to cross the line between non-sexual and sexual? This may somewhat explain, though, the reason as to why these ads even make it onto YouTube in the first place. They circumvent showing certain things in their videos by adding logos on body parts and muting the whole video to then add music over it. And the most annoying part about this is that these ads never appear to be targeted to a specific audience, but are rather thrown in front of whoever happens to be unlucky.
Tell you,
now, you
bro.
might think that ads
Telling
like
you,
these
seriously.
can easily be blocked by the user, which by all means is a decent solution. But what happens when explicit content finds a new way to spread? The post
What?
reads the following.
I had none of that on
I
mine.
was recently watching a video from a big channel, which I'm not going to tell its name for obvious reasons. And I decided to check the comments section, but the first thing I saw was some bots promoting their channel, and under them was groups of channels telling people to check their CP content. It was not the first time that I've seen these types of channels, but curiosity got me this time and I checked their channel. In their About section, there was 2 links connected to Discord. I assumed it would redirect me to a troll or prank server and clicked on it. Oh boy, was I wrong. It was actually CP. I immediately deleted that video and reported the channel, but it's not the first time that I've seen these types of bots, and they're getting out of control. YouTube needs to do something as soon as possible. The whole situation garners so much attention to the point that big YouTubers decide to make videos on it.
Today we're talking about a breed of comment sections or comments that are actually distributing illegal CSAM material all throughout the internet, okay? This has been a problem on YouTube and really any social media platform for years. So you start to see accounts like Officer. So obviously these people, basically tell the comment section, hey, my illegal material videos are more entertaining than this slop. You'll find this exact comments plastered on pretty much any video on the platform that has over 1,000 comments. YouTube has basically, almost in a way, I would say, given up.
The whole thing that disturbs me is the fact that, like I said, there's minors on this website, as well as people who generally don't want to be around this stuff. And being exposed to adult content is one thing, but being someone to witness the distribution of CP on a platform that is not even on the deep web is just a whole nother topic that terrifies me. There have been possible answers on Reddit and other platforms for whom it may be, some claiming that it's a YouTube trolling group that bullies and trolls people online to the most extreme lengths possible. And just to be extra safe that they won't somehow find my video, this obviously is not their name and their logo. I wish I could just end this video here, as CP is just a topic that doesn't leave a good taste in my mouth. Just the thought of those who are victims of such content and people who stumble across it by accident is terrifying. But the rabbit hole, against either my wish or yours,
Besides disturbing content he's talking about in the video, why did he make this video extra creepy? It's freaking me out. Can he stop, please?
goes even further.
Like, oh my gosh.
Let's step outside of YouTube for a bit. Like many of us already know, adult content doesn't just occur on YouTube. Obviously, you've got websites that are specifically made for the distribution of adult content, but right now, we are not focusing on those specific websites. The dark web. Unlike the surface web,
give
is
me
a hidden
chills.
part of the internet which regular search engines like Google or Firefox don't index or allow access to. This basically means that you need a special browser that does allow for access to the dark web. Browsers like Tor allow you to do that. The thing about this part of the web is that it's easy for users to stay anonymous and commit the most illegal acts without having much fear of being caught if they did everything right. With that being said though, illegal content cannot necessarily be stumbled upon easily on the dark web, but tends to be much more extreme and threatening.
Like why? Like what? What is wrong with this? Like what's going on, bro?
You stumble across it. And with the idea of anonymity and the freedom to do whatever you want, only chaos can erupt. There used to be a website on the dark web that had nearly 63,000 users worldwide that were paying for a subscription to receive CP and CSAM. 2 administrators were responsible for keeping the site updated with new disgusting content by the name of Salingam and DomPTO. So what initially happened was that the Interpol discovered material from the website depicting the abuse of 11 boys that were under 13 years old. They then started what was called Operation Blacklist and knew that this site must have had hundreds of minors behind it that were being abused. The clock was ticking and they had to get the site down as soon as possible. The police couldn't directly identify the children because they were masked in the videos. So what they did instead was look at their body features and traits to keep track of how long their abuse was going on for. As more countries joined in on this international investigation, they were getting closer and closer to finding out who the admins were. When the US Homeland Security Investigations Department finally traced the IP address, Bulgaria's Cybersecurity Department took down the website, and New Zealand's Internal Affairs Department compiled the website's information to then hand the user information over to Interpol so that they could then find the people in their own countries who were active on this site. And as they were taking down the website and handing over important information to Interpol, the victims of which videos were posted online were finally identified, leading to the arrest of DomPTO and Salingam. In a disturbing revelation, it turned out that Salingam, who was based in Thailand, was the man who was seen abusing the 11 boys in the files that Interpol had found. One of those boys was his nephew. He had been lured in.
Come on, bro. Your own blood? Your brother or sister's child? Like, bro, like, dude, like, you grew up with your sibling your whole life. And then you start sexually abusing their child?
By his uncle, as well as 10 other.
See, what I think you do it like creeps like this, bro, not gonna lie, put them in a group, like, just, like, tie them up. Maybe not even tie them up. Maybe give them a chance to fight back. Put them in a, like, just throw them in the middle of a circle of 100 raging dads. 100 raging dads. And let those dads just beat the absolute mess out of them. I'm telling you, bro, that's the only way, bro. Only way. And they get beat until the dad say it's enough. Whether it's death or just, you know, some... It's deserved what happens, bro. That's what's deserved, bro. I don't care, bro. It's an honest opinion. You can be like, oh, that's crazy. I don't care.
Boys with the promise that they could have access to the internet, watch videos, play football, and eat food. And as for DomPTO, who was based in Australia, they seized his devices and found out that he had also been to Thailand to abuse minors as well as Australia. And when they looked through the images on his devices, they found out that one of his victims was just 15 months old. Salingam was sent
a year and 3, bro.
To
disgusting individuals, bro. Can't believe people like this exist in the world, bro.
146
Makes me
years
disgusted.
in prison.
That's crazy. Nah, for real.
DomPTO was sentenced to 40 years.
Wait, how long?
Years in prison. It's old. Salingam was sentenced to 146 years in prison.
146, bro. Good.
And DomPTO was sentenced to 40 years, where he pleaded guilty
Only 40
to
is
over
crazy.
51 charges.
No wonder he pleaded guilty.
revolving around the abuse of 11 babies and boys.
How do they even get their hands on these? Never mind, bro. How do you get your
Was
hands on a 15 month old?
sentence too light? I mean, he abused literal babies. And while his partner got a sentence that would exceed his life on Earth, he only had 40 years. What says that there is no possibility that DomPTO would continue his deranged acts if he would ever get out of prison? And you have to remember that this is just...
Well, probably because he's like 70. I'm guessing because he looked like 30 there, so he probably be like 70.
One
bro.
of the most disgusting
there's no
corners
point
of
in
the
doing
dark
it.
web. The soliciting of illegal material has literally become a business. There are creeps that are probably making a lot more money than most people selling content that leaves everybody traumatized. This disgusting content itself spreads even more, not just on the dark web, but also, as you previously saw, on platforms like YouTube and Discord, which are platforms that exist on the surface web and aren't even a part of the dark web. And if proper guidelines and detection methods aren't introduced to these platforms in the future, we seriously won't know what will happen. And this is the absolutely terrifying rabbit hole behind adult content. Content that permeates from platforms like YouTube leads to content that is found all the way at the bottom of the dark web. In my opinion, the most disturbing part about this entire story is that CP is available on platforms like YouTube and such. While not directly available as videos, but rather comments, even the possibility of this type of content being spread by degenerates still disturbs me. All because they think that this type of content is funny to comment on their videos.
Crazy.
And also adult content as a whole being on YouTube, masked as quote-unquote kids content, is equally terrifying because these types of videos influence kids and their actions at such a young age. If we only lived in a world where everything could be okay.
All right, bro. Yes, no.
I really hope that after this disgusting topic that we just discovered, I could put this video behind, but no. When I went onto Reddit and wanted to check up on the situation a bit that was covering, I found multiple posts in which people are reporting the same problem that I had covered in a previous chapter. Explicit ads are still making their way onto YouTube's Shorts ads feed, and nothing is being done about it. In fact, the friend that collaborated on this video with me, Caleb, actually made a video pointing out similar explicit content problems within the Minecraft space, and to my surprise and to a surprise as well, YouTube had actually responded to his video saying that they were quote-unquote working on this problem. But when he checked on Twitter for similar responses by YouTube, he found out that this comment that they left on his video was just copied and pasted from the replies that YouTube leaves under tweets from other people. To me, it really seems like YouTube or Google doesn't care about this problem, because you have to remember, they're still getting money from the ad payments that are being put down by these people. Unfortunately, not every story has a happy ending.
Amazing hits the road with a full tank of gas. Amazing starts at CSL Plasma. Donate plasma.
All right, but that's a wrap, bro. I hope anyone that ever does some CP stuff gets literally beat or put in prison, bro. Disturbing video, bro, but shout out to bySurf for this amazing vid to highlight and expose such disturbing things happening on this platform, bro, and hopefully YouTube takes care of it, man. That being said, bro, I hope y'all enjoyed the informational vid.